Welcome back everyone, it's Robert Macfarlane here, and today we're going to take a look at Attack on Titan and why it's being called a modern masterpiece. Just such a good show! Oh my god! Wish I'd thought of this story! Probably wouldn't have done it justice. Spoilers, you've been warned. Attack on Titan is a Japanese anime that is in its fourth and final season. The wildly popular anime series can also be found on Netflix as well as many other platforms, and it is absolutely brilliant.
It's a Titan!
As you well know, I love myself a good movie and a good TV series, but I also love Japanese anime. And I believe Attack on Titan, for me, is one of the best Japanese animes that have ever been created. It's up there with the Full Metal Alchemist, the Cowboy Bebop.
Tell me what you're doing here.
Let's flip a coin. Heads I tell you, tails we go out on a date.
The Naruto. So why do we call it a modern masterpiece? Well, pushing masterpiece aside for the moment, because to be honest, that's a problematic term. It's very subjective.
Well, I'm just gonna put this out here for bait.
But what does it do really, really well? Why does it garner so much attention? Well, to be honest, it is a really unique premise. It's very, very interesting. It pushes together a lot of really high concept ideas and does it successfully.
So many ideas.
For those of you who don't know, it is essentially a mystery with cannibalistic giants roaming the lands, making it pretty difficult to work out what the mystery is all about because, well, go outside your door and you get eaten. On the surface level, it already mimics one of the most popular stories of all time, and that is the David and Goliath premise.
But I can't help being tired of looking at you.
Quite literally, you have giants versus humans, and we are little weak squidgy things. It's also a story about war and the way it affects both sides of that war.
So, what am I going to do now?
We're currently in the midst of season 4, which is utterly epic. So something that I have seen, something that I have worked out from watching the show a few times now, is that it is incredibly efficient with its storytelling. There is not a line of dialogue or action that does not explore a character, an element of story, or reveal to us whole new sides to those characters or story elements. From the very, very first season, within the first episode, we get a multitude of motivations for the characters that we follow, and we understand that each of them are there for their own reasons.
First rule of this life, kid. The better you are at dropping the bad guys, the more distance the powers that be put between you. That's what this whole stupid farce is about.
In one 20-minute episode, we get what most feature films would struggle to do in 2 hours.
Mankind didn't start this fight, but we're gonna finish it.
And this density of storytelling continues into season 2, into season 3, into season 4. And I think that is what makes this show so compelling compared to so many other shows out there. We find ourselves watching some shows where 1 or 2 episodes are absolutely brilliant, and then we get a filler episode.
Oh, not again.
Each and every time a character speaks, even if they are not even a lead character, even if we don't even know their name, and they're only on screen for seconds.
Till then, a man apart from God. Oh, wretched was I, heaven-driven e'en as the plow by Everest. Now thou beholdest, am I here punished for it?
They will still have reason to be there. They will still be saying something that is relevant that explores something about the world, what's going on with this war, the battle, the conflict, and the effects on those people in really deep and meaningful ways.
But what's the point of all the intimidation?
It's a rite of passage. Through stress and denigration, we revert them into blank slates. From there, we can mold them bit by bit into proper soldiers.
Almost every moment, every second of the show is so effective, so rich and dense with texture and story, that if it were deleted, the show would be lesser, it would be confusing, it would break. I talked about the density and texture of the script writing, but I really think I can't overlook just how many plot twists there are in this show. Now, I know that is a factor of the mystery genre. Each and every revelation of information that the characters unveil during their struggle.
As long as I don't hit the center, this won't kill him. But, well, it is going to hurt. A lot!
Should be some sort of twist, should surprise the audience and the characters in the world. I mean, it's hard enough to come up with a good story to begin with, let alone effective, surprising, dramatic, emotional plot twists, episode after episode after episode. And then there are obviously massive plot twists, such as the revelation of Reiner and the tall one, Bertolda.
戦士として最後まで責任を果たすことだ。
Completely out of the blue, that the two closest characters to our main character are actually the two lead antagonists that they've been hunting this entire time. I'm going to elaborate why this continues to be one of the most surprising and emotional plot twists in modern cinema, TV, and anime, in my opinion. Feel free to disagree. Everything the show had done up until that point, every word, every line, every motivation, it is the only thing that makes sense. And this is the key to beautiful storytelling. When your plot twist has been set up so beautifully, so subconsciously, that it was obvious the whole time, but we were completely oblivious to it.
As planned.
The coin drops for so many moments that have happened within that story to make you realize, well, of course, how could I have not known this? Our reaction of disbelief is mimicked, reflected by the other characters around them. Each and every time there is a plot twist in the show, they have staged it beautifully, proving that there is so much value in knowing how you're going to end your show.
Can you give everything for humanity?
By already knowing the end of the show, and I'm sure this is exactly how the writer has been dealing with this, and probably why it's taken so long for this series to be made, is that each and every story element has been pushed, tested, developed, evolved into this beautiful mesh of story in such a perfect way. And that takes time. That takes thought. It takes inspiration. And I'm really glad that these filmmakers have taken this as their process for this storyline, and it makes such a massive difference.
We want to know what we're laying our lives down for. Otherwise, we might hesitate when the time is at hand.
Because normally I would wait until the end of the whole season and all the episodes are out, and then I'm going to binge watch it. That would normally be the way I'd watch a show, because I personally hate having a 20-minute hit of a show and then have to wait 7 days to find out what happened. It's just not nice. It feels almost cruel, you know? I know you know what I mean. Right? You know, I know, you know, you know, I know, and you know what I know, so you know, and I know, you know what I know. I'm going to put out there an argument that Attack on Titan has not got one stereotypical character in the entire show. Instead, the show has used a mixture of what we know as an archetype, which is essentially a character who performs a function within the story. But I believe that the writers of this show went a little further than just thinking of archetypes. They fully fleshed out the characters, even the more minor characters that don't spend much time on screen. They all seem to have a motivation, even if the show doesn't take the time to actually elaborate that. We feel they are motivated. This is such a breath of fresh air. This makes every single character, no matter how much time they're on screen, valuable, interesting, and gut-wrenching to lose when they die. And this show loves to kill off characters. I have no idea how the population of that city are still even there.
When the dust has settled, there may well be more graves than people to dig them.
I think for many of us, the first time we really saw this was when we started watching Game of Thrones. In season 1, when Ned Stark was beheaded, sorry if that was a spoiler for any of you who haven't watched it, he was a character that had so much power and sway in the narrative, so much hinged around his decisions, and he had so much to lose that was also the same values and morals as our own. It was such an incredibly shocking moment in TV history and changed what audiences expect from the TV that is created nowadays.
I want more.
Attack on Titan. If you haven't watched it, just go right now to Netflix and watch it. You literally will thank me. It is a beautiful mystery thriller. It keeps us on our toes by creating beautiful plot twists, engaging characters, and wickedly sharp script writing that just wastes no one's time. It doesn't placate you with fillers and nonsensical storytelling. It keeps us in the thick of what we want to see.
It's been a while.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I thoroughly enjoyed exploring Attack on Titan, one of my favorite shows of all time. I release episodes on Mondays and Thursdays, and I look forward to seeing you there.